Do, 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 do. Put the chat up. All right. I look at these YouTube videos, and for a guy like me who is fairly vivacious, I guess I come across kind of boring on YouTube. I don't know. I have a lot of energy typically, although I think I dislocated my shoulder last night, and just slightly because it's in a lot of pain, and two of my fingers are completely in pain. So I think that nerve is just pinched all the way down. So I'm gonna have to fix that today, I think. But it's ugh, hurts. Can't lift my arm very high, and oh man, my right hand, and I'm a right-handed person. So I'm actually very, very excited about Monday, because Monday I'm scheduled to get my auction winnings, and that, oh man, it's just this is like a big deal. I think it's the most I ever paid for something at auction, and I don't know. It's just, this is a very expensive product. So this is it right here. It looks like just a bunch of stuff, but that's a Renzetti Masters fly vise, tying vise. That's a $800 vise, and tons of stuff in that box. There's a ton of stuff in that box, and with probably $500 worth of accessories in that box. It is. Well, you saw me bid on it while I talked about 69 Dodge Chargers. I get that Monday. So we're going to do a review on it. I'm going to tie a few flies with it. I was supposed to learn how to cast my rod tomorrow. I'm going to have to cancel because my right arm is useless. So I'm drinking coffee with my left hand. But I heard my shoulder pop yesterday, and something dislocated in my shoulder just a little bit. So maybe somebody can pull on my arm today and get it to pop back in. I don't know what it is. Just gonna have to get that taken care of, and then hopefully my right hand, I can't even close it. I mean, it's just like, it's about as good as it gets. It hurts. Yeah. I'm right-handed. How am I gonna, do stuff? So, but this is it. This is it. Bam, bam, bam. Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. That's coming. Oh, that's coming. I just cannot. I'm actually very excited about that. Yeah, I've got a nice fly tying vise. I went to join the fly fishing club, but evidently I was a week late. I thought it was the third Tuesday. They meet on the second Tuesday. So, c'est la vie. Wait till next month. They're going to be shocked that I own something like this. I'm shocked that I'm going to own something like that, to be honest. I mean, so I'll do a review. I'm going to put a number of vices next to each other, from old vintage vices to, what I've been using to what I bought, and all this. And I should have about 5 or 6 vices, and then what we'll do is we'll compare them, and from anywhere from a $15 vise to an $800 vise. And we're just going to compare them. And then I'm going to sell that. I'm going to sell it. And with that $500 that I would sell that one for or so, what I'm going to do is buy a lot of fishing gear to resell. So in auctions, and I'm going to have the best yard sale ever. Come springtime, I'm just going to have the best yard sale ever for fishermen. I mean, not for fishermen, and stay away, I guess. But I'll have a lot of new and used rods and reels and baits and tackle boxes and a lot of my stuff. And this is going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. And it'll be sort of like a garage sale store of a bait and tackle. Because I really think this town needs a good bait and tackle shop. So what I'm thinking about is a mobile bait and tackle shop. Buy a big old, what do you call box trucks, wrap it, and make it a tackle store. Something that would go to lakes, events, move around a little bit, have a, what do you call it, Instagram that tells you where the locations are, so people who would sign up would know where to buy their bait and tackle, or Facebook or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But and I got a new table yesterday, so I'm trying to take my little room and create more space, and I think it does exactly that. So I need more counter space, because what I want to add is maybe a small woodworking area, for crafts, just a small lathe and mini saw and stuff. And so then I'll start making designing and carving baits. So take pieces of wood like this, and or balsa wood, and spin it and start to carve it out and to lathe it and make a really nice, you can make a nice pencil bait out of that. But once I create the shape, then you just have to sand down one side or both sides evenly, and then you got a nice, it'll look good actually. Seal it, paint it, and you got yourself a topwater bait. Add lead to it, not to balsa, something, a different. I have to learn woods altogether again, I'll probably buy a lot of these pins and put them in water and see what they do. Typically all wood's going to float, but we'll see what kind of weight I have to add to it. So I need lead melter, and then you drill holes in this, and you just drip the lead in there, and then create, balance it. It really is a fun little thing. So this room's going to be making all sorts of baits pretty soon, and that's the cool thing about it. I am so looking forward to receiving this thing. I really am. You guys are gonna freak out when I get that. I'm gonna freak out when I get that. I have no idea where all this stuff is. Stay image. Oh, what's that? Oh. And don't forget to get my keychain. I still got a few of these left. I got a few of those left. My keychain. And look, there's my '69 Dodge Charger. Hey, still in ya? What's up? I don't know if anybody's on. It's pretty early here on the West Coast. It's only 4:30 in the morning. I just thought I'd pop on. But that's my '69 Dodge Charger. But I was just showing the image of what I'm buying or getting on Monday, which is this. And hey, casters, what's up? Cool. You guys must be on the East Coast. You're awake. I don't know if you guys heard me, but I think I dislocated my shoulder yesterday, and so my whole right arm is in a lot of pain, and my right hand is just this hurts because if I slightly pulled it out, then so I have to go to the doctors today and let them yank on it and pop it back in. And but I'm a righty, so I mean I'm ambidextrous when it comes to coffee drinking. Equal on the left and the right. Oh, it's 12:30 in the UK. Oh, you're in the UK. 8-hour difference. Yeah, you're an 8-hour difference. The real time zone, Greenwich Mean Time. The one that is true. The rest of us just live in pseudo time zones. UK gets the good one. Why is that? Why is it the UK gets the time zone, Greenwich Mean Time? Why do you guys get it? I don't know. You think about it. Mankind started, in the Mesopotamia River Valley, basin. So GMT should be in Iraq. That's where mankind started, or Turkey or something. But, why do you guys get it? Why do you guys get Greenwich Mean Time? I mean, where all things start. Why is that? Because you're British? What is that? You're better than us? You invented time? No, God invented time. So I don't know I don't know. Because what we call the modern world started here. The modern world. See, and I thought Italians did. I thought it was Rome. Roman Empire. Shouldn't it? Then it should be in Italy. I'm Italian. I can live with that. GMT should be in it. We should call it the Mafia Meantime. You're Welsh. Well, I'm just saying. GMT. I mean, you guys get the start of all things. In the British Isles, you guys get the start of all time, and then everybody is either forwards or backwards. But you guys are get the real time. The rest of us live in adjustments, and then we have to do daylight savings in America and stuff. I don't know if they do that. Do they do? Well, no. GMT can't change, right? You guys cannot do daylight savings time in England because that would screw everybody up. So you guys not only have the real time, but you guys always have the real time. The rest of us, we're just making adjustments all the time. We're just screwed up. It's just what we are. Never really thought about it until now, but you guys, yeah. Maybe I need, I actually offered to my wife, who's British, to travel and do a vacation to England a few years back. And she didn't want to go. So my next suggestion, actually, where I really want to go, and maybe the world will be just too tumultuous. I want to take my whole family to the Lantern Festival in Taiwan and February's. So, yeah, clocks go forward and back an hour each. Really? So you kind of screw us all up. I just thought GMT, it was just like, boom, it would stay that. And the rest of us would mess up. Not all states in the United States does daylight savings. I think Arizona doesn't, and others, a few other states. So not everybody does that 1 hour forwards and back. So if you do it, and I lived in Arizona, we would only have a 7-hour difference, or a 9-hour difference, or whatever. God, do you understand the confusion? Time is linear, constant. Only human beings can mess it up. And we do. We mess it up all the time. It's just not right. It's not right. Why don't we just, I know daylight savings time. And can you really save daylight? No, you can't save daylight. How do you save daylight? It doesn't make sense. We're going to fall back here pretty soon, and that gives us an extra hour. And if we fall back, that means it would be 3:30 in the morning right now here. Huh. That don't make sense. And what did the Earth do? It's not like it stopped rotation. Yeah. In a jar. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. Only humans can mess this up. That's it. And I think it's because our what do you call that clock in us? I forget. Oh. I'm in sync with me. I mean, it's just, who cares about the rest of it? I will wake up when I want to wake up. I'll go to bed when I want to go to bed. I'm a big boy. So, so I'll go to the doctor's today and have my shoulder attended to. Yesterday, I heard this thing pop. And when I heard it pop, I knew, something bad happened. So, you wait 18 hours and then have it pop back in. All those muscles and everything, the tendons are going to be really raw. So it's going to be a while till I can get this right arm back to normal. So, but this, bam, pew, 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 pew. This is going to be cool. If you guys look up Renzetti, this is the Masters. See that? It's way up there. It's not, I mean, the guy who sold it. I'll get it seen. Doctor will pop it back in today. I don't know if I can feel my right hand again. Well, before my arm became disabled, I've been making a lot of spinners. And so spinners are one of those things that, it's a great bass, trout, all multi-purpose bait. It really is. It's just a great multi-purpose bait. And I bought some balsa wood. And I'm trying... right hand's useless. So what I did is I turned it, and I made these little... It looks like it was just a cone. And I sealed it, so I'm going to paint these as soon as I get my right hand back. And put a hook through it. And then tie feathers to the back. And we have a bass popper. A bass popper. And so that's kind of cool. And I got this tool that allows me to spin it, but it just doesn't do very good. So I was looking at mini lathes. I didn't even know they made miniature lathes, but they do, and they're about that big. And God, yeah. Well, I'll just drive myself over to the ER and let them pop it back in and give me some pain pills for it. I don't know. Yeah, everybody's still asleep, but they make mini lathes, and and you can just spin. You know, this is a hardwood, and you can spin it and just make really cool baits out of it. And I think that'd be really cool. I think it would be cool to do that. And you know, if you don't add weight to it, I mean, they're all topwater baits, and I love topwater. You guys know I love topwater. I mean, for 2 months, I mean, you're just pop, 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 and you're getting hits. Love that. This is the most fun way of fishing there is. And yes, Stillian is here on the West Coast. I think he's on the West Coast. I can't remember. But I lose track. But, I mean, you see that wood thing in this? That's a spooler, a line spooler for fly fishing. And I got this cool little keychain. Look at this cool little keychain. I can't do it. Anyway, it's a measuring tape. And it looks like a fly reel. Oh, Jersey. He's a Jersey boy. You know what? I've been to Jersey twice and had a great time both times. I really have. I mean, it was back in 1989. I know, a long time ago. And I loved New York. I mean, Manhattan and me, we were like two peas in a pod. And I went with my in-laws and my wife, and they're British, so they're very quiet, reserved, and I'm Italian, so I'm loud and obnoxious. And I think they brought us so they could have a buffer between New Yorkers and them. And I had such a great time. I mean, I made friends with everybody. I talked to everybody in New York. You know, the great thing about, Jersey and New York and that area is that, people are genuine. And I love that. They tell you what they think to your face. Now, from California, born and raised, Californians tell other people what they think when you turn your back. And that's what they do. And I love that about New York. I remember we were in, over by that toy store. What was it? I forgot the name of the toy store in New York. It was in Big. But anyway, there's a deli right across the street from it called Foursquare Deli. And I'm just talking to people, making friends. And I ended up making friends with the owner of Foursquare Deli. And we ordered. I fell in love with Blintzes. Oh, I love Blintzes. About Jersey is we have the best Italian food. I don't know about that. I'm Italian. I'm a very picky Italian eater. I mean, it's got to be authentic. And, but it was the very first place I visited in New York to eat was an Italian pizza place. And they were speaking Italian, and it was wonderful. Good pizza. It wasn't the best, but it was good pizza. But I'm very, very picky about my Italian. Out of all the Italian places that I've eaten, probably the best Italian food, not in Italy anyway, was in Fresno, where I lived, and a place called Julia's. And Julia was a friend of mine, and she's Italian. Her family owns a lot of Italian restaurants. She opened a high-end restaurant, and my wife taught her daughters how to play piano. So we went to Julia's when she opened, and I looked at the wine menu, and I looked at her, and I go, where's the Ruffino? They go, well, they didn't approach us. I go, I'm a Ruffino. I go, you're being approached. I go, get some Ruffino Chianti and your Reserva Ducali. I says, I go, you need that. I go, a good red needs to be served with Italian food. And so next time I went to Julia's, she had Reserva Ducali at Ruffino. So great restaurant, really good. And I mean, it's weird that it's in Fresno, but her family owns a lot of pizzerias in the area. Da Vinci's, I think, is the name of their pizzerias. She's a Da Vinci. So, but it was good food. But when I was in New York, I did try a lot of stuff. I did not try an Italian restaurant in Jersey. Yeah, I love a good Italian restaurant to sit down and eat. And that's why Julia's was. I mean, her family ran pizzerias, but she wanted something upscale and very nice. And so she opened up this very nice restaurant in Fresno. And since my wife taught her daughters how to play piano, and I knew her, and Kathy, my wife, knew her and stuff, so we were treated as family, which kind of what you want. Oh, there was another really good place in Santa Monica. Yeah, it was in Santa Monica, down in Southern Cal, the Los Angeles area. And the executive chef and co-owner of this brand new restaurant was a customer of mine. It's gravy, not sauce. No, it's sauce. God, I'm going to have to go to the doctors. But this place, I had just gotten out of ICU in life support, and I had already bought tickets to see Keb Mo, which, if you've never listened to Keb Mo, he's one of the best blues singers, in modern day. Keb is amazing. And so it was an evening, it was about 4 weeks after I got out of the hospital. We went out. I wanted a full evening of it. So we went to this Italian restaurant in Santa Monica, who I knew what's the point in pasta? Mama. That's like eating pizza. You know what? What's the point of pizza? What's the point in lobster? What's the point in shrimp? Because it's good food. Now, I make my own pasta. Pasta, when done right, al dente, it's just perfect. It holds flavor and creates flavor. I mean, it's like, okay, why do you eat a sandwich? I mean, what's the point of bread? It's not the bread. It's what's in between the bread. Although it is the bread, too. If pasta is made good, it's also the pasta. But if you're just going to buy a box pasta out of the grocery store, not too good. But you make your pasta, it's tender like a steak. What was I saying? Oh, the place in Santa Monica. We walk in, and we're treated like family. Because an Italian restaurant's got to treat you like family. It's not like eating rubs. You had bad pasta. It's just bad pasta. It's not al dente. Pasta, there's a place... See, you interrupted me. There's a place in Fresno that serves the best octopus. Now, normally, you'd say octopus is rubber. Tender, perfect, wonderful, pulpo. It's just perfect. That's the way a good pasta is. It's perfect, tender, flavorful. I mean, a little butter and garlic on it, and you're good to go. You really don't need a sauce on a good pasta. Yeah, exactly. Still in you. Exactly. Got bad. He did get bad pasta. I mean, this box stuff. So we go into this place, treated like family, and it was. I mean, I never seen my wife finish a whole plate of pasta before, and she did. I mean, I'm telling you, when it's handmade pasta, it is the best pasta. Handmade fresh pasta. Not box, not frozen, nothing. Well, you need fresh homemade pasta. And then after we left this wonderful dining experience, we went over to the theater where Keb Mo was playing. And being me, I'm making friends with everybody around me in the chairs. The people in front of me, it's not all bad. No, you ain't never had it. So, and then the people in front of us were actually had their son was in the band, so we got to meet the band afterwards. So it was like being in Los Angeles. We had a small town experience. It was a great evening. One of the best date nights we've ever had. Really good date night. But yeah, Castor, you gotta see. You live in England, okay? You're in Wales. You live in Wales. I mean, you guys have good Indian food, okay? You can find a Gujarati or Punjab, food there. But Italians did not settle in Great Britain. They just didn't. They went to Italy. Maybe French. Yeah, it's just over the strait. But, I mean, you got Indian food there, and I'm a huge Indian food fan. I cook Indian food. I was raised with Gujaratis. And my best friend growing up, who's like a brother to me, he's from Birmingham, England. So, yeah, of course you love Indian, because you have real Indian food there. Exactly. Well, if you had real Italian food, you'd love Italian. But Indian food is aromatic, it's flavorful, it's, masala is different, and it's just, they don't have hot food. They know heat. So that's why I can handle such hot food. It's because of my Gujarati upbringing. The only words I know in Gujarati are bad ones. Oh my goodness. I love Pankaj. I mean, Pankaj is like a brother to me. See, there you go. See, you lost all the Italians. You kicked them out. You kicked them out. You know why? Because British people can't handle our sense of humor typically. They find us too obnoxious and rude and arrogant. No, that's not us. That's just the way we talk. We're actually nice people. But around certain people, they just find us annoying. But Indians are the same way, except you don't understand a word they're saying. Indians and Italians are the same way. They speak in a dogmatic fashion. Indians do. But you don't understand a word they're saying, so you cannot be offended. You're just watching it. It's like, whoa. With Italians, you do understand some things that we're saying. And, yeah, you get mad because you understood it. If you understood what the Indians were saying to each other, you'd probably get upset. But they're so much fun. I mean, the reason the Gujaratis were and I got along so well is because we were very similar in the way our mannerisms, our boisterousness, our dogmatic presentations. It's just fun. Yep. Yeah, see, you know what I'm talking about. Indians, they speak loud and boom, 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 boom. You think they're screaming? They're not screaming. That's just the way they talk. And that's the way Italians talk, except you understand what we're saying. So you know what I'm saying. And I love that about Indians. I mean, they're genuine people. Indians are genuine people. And no ifs, ands, or buts. You understood. Thakor, who was like a father to me, Pankaj's dad. Thakor taught me so much about life. Self-made millionaire. He actually worked in Birmingham. He worked in a motorcycle factory. And he came here and made his first million, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And one thing about Indians, they're cheap. They're really cheap. They ain't going to spend a penny more than they have to. That's how they got their million. Or two, or three, or four. But they're pretty cheap. I love them, though. Absolutely love them. I can hang out with them all day long and just feel at home. And I love that. See, normally I have to pretend I'm somebody else. And I have to pull back my personality. And when I can be around people, Italians, Gujaratis, Armenians. Armenians are fun. They don't like paying. That's true. They don't. Armenians are the same way. And I can be myself around certain cultures without offense. I can be myself around certain... Hit that like button. Hey, Robert. And around Californians, you can't. I'm so happy I moved out of California and came up to this small little town in Oregon, which I think people are more accepting. And it's a conservative part of, Oregon. It's not the crazy liberal areas. And it's just nice. You give an Indian a price for a job, they always write half it. See, you know what I'm talking about. It's the way it is. I love them. I used to sell electronics, really high-end electronics, and there were certain people that you knew. When they walked in, they don't want to pay retail. Those Armenians and Indians. It was so funny. When we first opened a high-end store in Fresno, it was 1990. And back then, the Hmongs, which are from Vietnam, it was the largest population of Hmongs in the world. So, I was a salesman, and this Hmong comes in, and he's just looking at all the VCRs back then, all VCRs. And I get down sort of on his level, we're at the bottom shelf. And I'm talking to him, and I looked at him straight face. I go, you don't understand a word I'm saying, huh? And he's like, I go, so I could tell you anything right now, and you'll buy it. And he's like... So all the other salesmen are watching me. I just grabbed one. I go, here. And he bought it. What do I do? And there's like the other salesman was like, that was the craziest sales pitch I got. Look, I says, after a while I knew I wasn't getting through. Oh my gosh. The Fresno, California has more languages per capita than any other city in the United States. And it is just crazy, all the different languages in that town. From Tagalog to Grunya to Armenian. A lot of Armenians in that town. Tons of Armenians. 55% of it's Hispanic, So it's fifth largest city in California is Fresno. There's 1 million people in the metropolitan area. And so people don't realize how cool of a town that town really is. I mean, I lived there 22 years, and I thought it was a great town. I really did. Just like all big cities, they have their bad spots and good spots, but the people were pretty cool. I had thousands of presidents work for me, over the decades, and I even owned a store there, and I started an international marketing company. So I mean, it's just yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to take care of this, I think, because I'm right-handed. It's just something else, guys. The nerve is just all the way down. These two fingers are just useless. So I have to go to the hospital and pop it in, and I don't know. I heard it pop. I'm supposed to learn how to cast my fly rod tomorrow. I can't do that with a bad right arm. I did buy some baits on clearance the other day, and whenever I see a good deal in a store, I always buy it. Got this table, but like I said, the fly fishing vise, we're gonna sell that for $550 or so, and then I'll start building up an inventory, I think. Because I really don't know what else to do with the money. I just make more money with it, right? Until finally I make so much money that I don't know what to do with it. Right? And I'll buy a box truck and have a mobile bait and tackle shop. That'd be cool. I only need about $50,000 for that. That's about what it would cost. But yeah, I can't. We had our first snow yesterday, so that was exciting. It came down pretty hard, but then it rained, so it's just slush. But our first snow was yesterday. Up in the lakes, it stuck, and so I'm very excited about having a good ice fishing season this year. So the salmon are spawning right now up at Lake of the Woods, and so there's hundreds of them at the main ramp just in the shallows, and that's kind of a fun thing to see. And then the brown trout will coming up and hitting them. So I was supposed to meet with radio station owner tonight, and we'll talk about we'll see how my arm is, and we'll talk about a marketing strategy, and I'll probably go out there. Oh, you would, Cass, you would. Ice fishing is the most relaxing, easiest, fun fishing you can do. Fish come to you. You're sitting in a tent, nice and warm. You gotta, I've got my flasher. I don't know where it is. Oh, it's behind the screen. And it's a fish finder, and it shows you your bait. It shows you the fish, shows you your bait. And you're just playing with the fish until they hit it. And you're just pulling it up through the hole. You do it again and again and again all day long. You literally focus on this circle of a fish finder called a flasher. And it is the most fun that you can do on fishing, because it's like a video game that with real life results. It's a blast. I got a new reel for one of my ice fishing rods, and I have a really good ice fishing rod too, but I've got a nice new reel for that from my other one. And normally 2 rods is plenty for me. I'm not going to set up 5 rods. A lot of people, they do set up 5 rods. I only do 2. If I do that many. 1 always. 2 maybe. All depends if anybody else is in my tent with me. But you always have a second rod for a buddy. So if anybody's in my tent with me, then, I've got a rod for them. Oh, I popped my shoulder out last night. And so my shoulder is in a lot of pain. My right arm and my hand, I mean, that's as good as it gets. The nerve, right here is all the way down. Yeah, I hope we get safe ice too in ours. Yeah, last year we had none. We had none last year. It was a bad ice fishing season for the United States last year. But I think this year we're going to do really well. Like I said, we got our first snow yesterday. And that's really nice. And that means we're going to get, let me look at it says temperatures are going to rise. Well, it's 29 degrees outside, right? 28 degrees outside right now. That's what it is. That's right. Now let's see, monthly. Yeah, not till the end of the month, according to the monthly forecast. But yeah, it's 28 degrees outside. Well, he went from the left to right side after so many years. Well, you know what it is? I blame the British. I mean, they mess up the time. Oh, he went from using the left. Well, I don't know. I got up yesterday, and when you use your arms to pop, to pop yourself up, and when I did that, the right shoulder popped, and it just, I knew something bad happened. A 6-year-old and his GPA and show him the Aqua View. What a oh yeah, I bet. I thought about getting an Aqua View this year too. So, but I think the problem about having everything that you want. You just start creating hobbies. And then if you make money off your hobby, you don't know what else to do with it. So you create another hobby. So you buy a table. That's what you do. And then you fill the table with something else. And then you make money off of that. And then you say, well, now I have to start another hobby. And you just go put a table over here. This thing about being retired, you keep yourself busy. I got bait painting there, bait molding here, bait or fly fishing here. I'm going to have, woodworking here. Yep. This is what you do in life at the end of your life. You can learn how to. Well, I gotta get this arm fixed. I'll get this arm fixed. I'll get this arm fixed. We'll get it fixed. And like I said, it just popped right out yesterday. So right there, that's where it is. That's where it is. Popped right out right there. So I tried to pull it back in this morning, but thing is, you need a good grip. So I tried to, grip, and then pull my arm back out and back in this morning. And I didn't have the grip. So somebody's got to take my arm and pop it right back into it. So I hope you can learn a new hobby fund. That's for. Oh, you want me to start one for you? You know what? My father-in-law said he had to learn how to narrow his focus in retirement. I know it. Oh, that's what you do. Yeah, I understand that. But still in yet, send me your address. Use my email below. We'll send you some. If anything, keychain. Send me your address still in you. I think I had it at one time because I've sent you stuff before. But Jersey boy needs a little something, something from Terrible at Fishing. We'll get you some. I do that. I mean, what I'll do is, Robert knows. I mean, he'll just get something in the mail every once in a while. I like sending stuff to people. I like giving stuff away. I really do. I enjoy giving. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I guess with money, I make stuff and then I give it away. But yeah, use my email address in the description down below. Send me your address, and we'll send you some. Um, it's fun to get gifts when you don't expect it, right, Robert? It's just fun to get something every once in a while when you don't expect it. I think getting a gift when it's not expected is more meaningful than when on holidays when you expect it. Book is doing okay. The book is doing okay. In fact, that's what I'll send you. You send me your address. We'll send you one of my books signed. And we'll do that. We'll get that. Yeah, and a keychain. And a keychain. With those last 2 bucks. Oh, you're welcome, Robert. Oh yeah, those. What a fun set of. I mean, you got some fun stuff, man. I mean, that Panamax. I turned it on here, and that was a cool fish finder. That was a great fish finder. So yeah, I try to look. I always, like I said, cool. Yeah, send me your address, buddy. And I just like surprising people. Once in a while, Robert will just get a package in the mail. He's like, what is? So I didn't buy anything. Now I would send stuff to Wales, but it costs like $30 to send anything to Wales. Oh, you'll pay? Well, I have sent a lot of stuff to the UK. I have. And that's why I know it's just expensive. So typically what you do if you buy some of my lures, I always throw in extra lures to offset or something to offset the shipping cost because it's just so it's so expensive. I mean, the only other country I think that's more expensive to send to UK is Australia. What is this about you British? It's like, you just take money. You take money. But Cash, use the email below. Send me your information. We'll figure it out. It's crazy. But I do have, I have some great stuff still around here. And we'll make something too. We'll make something. I've been so focused on flies lately that I haven't done any hard baits. Although I have some really good hard baits that I can paint. But yeah, UK, man. I mean, these guys take money. I had a little boy in the UK. He won a contest, and he drew a picture with crayons, and then I made a bait to match it. And then, of course, I sent it to him, but I sent him a lot of other stuff. I sent him, he got my science fiction series. Believe it or not, I've written some books, some sci-fi books. And that's one of them. That's the first one. And so he actually got my sci-fi books. So with it, I gifted your coaster and painted plastics to the Crappie Kid YouTuber in Florida, along with a bunch of oh, nice. He made it through the hurricanes, but lost his work. Oh, bummer. Well, at least he made it. Yeah. 7 p.m. Yeah, is my show tonight on the radio on goldcountry.org. Yeah. it's you're going to learn on that show a bunch of stuff about trout. I go into rainbow trout, steelhead, and brown trout. And it's funny, brown trout actually came from Europe and got introduced into the United States in the 1800s. And so it's a pretty interesting. I mean, the more you learn about fish, the easier it is for you to catch them. So tonight we're going to talk about trout, and it's quite interesting. I mean, we call them German brown trouts because some dude named Mr. Brown from Germany brought it over. They're not brown. Anyway, it's interesting. It's a very interesting show tonight. And then I'll post it. I already made the video. It'll be posted tomorrow on the YouTube channel. So if you don't listen to it tonight at 7, then you can tomorrow morning you can listen to it on this channel. So, but it's really interesting on trout. Yep, it is a very versatile fish, and rainbow trout is, it's interesting. Steelhead, which, my first time going steelhead fishing was in February. March? It was February. Anyway, it was early in the year. And I caught 2 really big steelhead. Steelhead is a cross between rainbow trout and Chinook salmon. It's kind of like when cousins marry. That's what it's like. What happens when cousins marry? And that's a steelhead. Brown trout has become between a brook trout and a rainbow trout, I think. And so again, when cousins marry. So, can't remember exactly. It's brook trout, something else. Anyway, it's a very interesting show on trout. And, I'll do a show on bass, which is really interesting because bass are actually in the sunfish family. And that is a very interesting history on largemouth, smallmouth bass, because typically they're not bass. Bass is a different fish than a largemouth and smallmouth bass. Those two fish are actually in the sunfish family. So in there, so it is amazing. Brookies are very cool. Yeah. We have red-banded trout too in this area, and red-banded trout is an offshoot of rainbow trout as well. And the red-banded trout, you'll see. I caught one in my kayak on my channel, 21 and a half incher in the river, and what a fun fish that was. That was a beautiful, beautiful fish. So when I caught it, I never caught a red-banded before because we didn't have them in California. And boy, I was like, what the heck is this? It was like a big old giant fish, And then he swam, and I released it. He swam away like a shark. It was beautiful, really pretty. I don't think I ever caught a brook. I will. As I get more into trout fishing with my fly gear, I'll catch all those. So, all right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I want to thank you guys for popping in. This is just like an idea thing, for first thing. Tiger trout. Tiger trout is a hybrid and illegal to keep here. A lake not far from my house has tiger trout. So it's illegal to keep, but they are fun to catch, and they're big. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Go to the bathroom. I've not caught a tiger trout. I could today if I wanted to. I could go up to a fish lake and catch a tiger. I just never fish lake because no bass. All right, guys. You guys take care. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it.